Okay, I have a question for you. Are you actually prepared for the business that you're praying God for? You're literally on your knees every night praying to God for more clients, for consistent 5 to 10K months so you can finally resign from your 9 to 5 and be in your business full time. You're praying nonstop for business breakthrough. But my question for you is, are you prepared for the very breakthrough that you're praying for? And the reason for this even coming up this morning is because I was just praying to God for the people who are affected by this winter storm, right? So I'm not affected by it because I'm in Miami, but I have so many, all my friends and family, they're all in New York and, all dispersed throughout the US. And so I know that there's a huge storm coming. And when a storm is coming, everyone's preparing, right? You're stocking up on water, you're stocking up on toilet tissue, you're stocking up on all the necessities, all the bare necessities, the canned foods, all the things. And because more than 9 times out of 10 you're going to be snowed in, trust me, I've lived through it time and time again, growing up in New York and moving to Connecticut and just having winter storms after winter storms. But this was supposed to be a huge one. And so, speaking to my friends and my family, they were all preparing for the storm. And it just dawned on me that it's the same thing with your coaching business. Like, you're preparing, so you're praying, but are you preparing? A big telltale sign on whether or not you're actually having faith and believing God for the business breakthrough, for the consistent clientele, for the booked out calendar as a coach, is whether or not you're preparing for it. So I want to ask, like, do you have the business structure? In this episode of the Daily Dose, this is what I'm going to be talking to you about. I'm going to be telling you the real reason your business is stuck in inconsistent months. It's really because you don't have a solid business structure. And I'm going to be breaking down the three main components of every single business and what it is that you need for your business to scale. All right. And so, welcome back to another episode of the Daily Dose with yours truly. My name is Janel Ranée, and I help you to transition into your coaching business full time without chasing clients, without fighting the algorithm, without a large audience, or without sacrificing time with your family. And more importantly, without self-sabotaging, because you can have a beautiful business that you're praying for, but if you don't have the belief systems to sustain it, that business will fall, right? And so it's really important to understand that. And so the Daily Dose is an acronym for divine overflow of spirit-led empowerment. And so whatever I sit with the Lord every morning, I go before the Lord, and just whatever He pours into me is what I come out and pour into you. So this is just divine overflow of what the Lord pours into me to get to you, and is empowerment, encouragement, and equipping on your journey of entrepreneurship. And so the question that I stated for you earlier was, is your business structure prepared for the growth you're praying for? Is it prepared? Do you have a solid offer? Do you have marketing? Do you have a simplified funnel, right? For your clients to come through. And so we're going to be breaking all of that down in today's episode. All right. We're really going to break down the real reason your business is stuck in inconsistent months. And I really want you to take some time to reflect on this. Sit with the Lord, take out your pen, your journal, and just in your own quiet time, just answer this question and just be real and honest with yourselves. Is your business structured? Is your business structure prepared for growth, for the that you're praying for? And so, like I mentioned, there are three main components of every single business, no matter what the business is, right? Whether it's a product-based business, whether it's a service-based business, it doesn't matter. These are the three things across the board that are required for a business to be successful. And so, number one, you need a offer. Number two, you need to market that offer. And number three, every business needs sales, right? You don't have a business if you're not bringing in sales. And so it's important to understand those three components. That's business 101. All right. That is just 101. 101. And so the very first thing is you need a compelling offer. And so this is what I teach my clients. It's so important to not just have any offer just out there, just an offer that you just want to throw out there. It has to be compelling. It has to be something that's actually going to transform someone's life, right? It's going to benefit someone. It's going to solve a problem for that person. And so your offer, number one, has to be compelling, right? You have to have a compelling offer that people actually want. people actually want. It's not just something that you there and you're like, oh, this would be nice to have. No, no, no. They don't just want a nice to have. They want transformation. And so you want to make sure that your offer is compelling. And the way in which, especially as a coach, that I help my clients to create a compelling offer is through a framework that the Lord gave to me. It's the treasure trial framework. If you watch the last episode, you'll see I did go into detail exactly how this treasure trial framework flows. But essentially, it's really finding treasure in your trial, and it's really helping you to create a coaching offer that is compelling. It helps you to use your lived experiences, your expertise, your education, your gifts, your talents, your skills, a trial that you've actually been able to triumph over, and you create a trail for someone else. And from that trail, you have treasures that follow when you show up and you share your testimony, right? And so this is your treasure trial framework, but this is what allows you to have that compelling offer. That is one-on-one. That is a huge component of building your business structure, having a compelling offer, having an offer that's actually going to transform lives. Okay. And so when you're able to create a compelling offer, a big component of that is because of the treasure trial framework that I use and I help my clients to build their frameworks through and their coaching offers through, because it's your lived experience, you show up with such conviction, right? And so when you're marketing, this is what brings the second component of what the business structure that you need is converting marketing. So you need a marketing message that is compelling. You need to show up and be able to articulate your offer with clarity. You need to be able to articulate your offer with consistency and with certainty and with confidence. And when you create your offer through my treasure trial framework, you now show up with a sense of conviction, because you're not just speaking about something that you read in a book, right? You're not just speaking theory. It's what you've actually lived. And so you are able to show up with such a sense of confidence and conviction in your marketing and in such belief that you are able to transform the beliefs of your audience. And that is what actually converts, right? So yes, you want to create marketing that builds connection, right? You want to build connection. You want to, you want to build community through your marketing. But the most important thing that you want to do in your marketing when you're running a business is conversions, right? That's essentially what it is. You're marketing, you're not marketing just to market, you're marketing for conversions, because you know that in these conversions, the people that you're serving, their lives will be transformed, right? And so it really requires you understanding the gift and the skill of story selling. And this is why the treasure trial framework works well, is because you share your own testimony, you share your own lived experiences. And I sent an email. Well, I actually shifted it, but I sent an email. Well, I've sent many emails about this, but like initially when I sent the email this morning, the first draft that I had, I was sharing about my personal experience on just experiencing winter storms time and time again, and how just 5 years ago, working full time as a registered nurse, 12-hour shifts, multiple days a week away from my children, and how I used to have to drive in these snowstorms. The same snowstorm that you're probably affected by if you're in the US, in one of the states that are affected by it. But like, I used to have to drive because I worked in the emergency department. Regardless, the hospital doesn't shut down, right? And so as a nurse, I had to, if I was scheduled to work, I had to drive in the snow, in the sleet, black ice, car sliding off the road, not well, slipping and sliding on the road, and risking my life to go into a hospital setting to save others and to help others. And as much as I loved my career, I was literally risking my life, especially up north, to save lives. And I mean, that component plus other components, it just really, the Lord was really pulling me away from that career, in a sense of the hospital setting. And I my heart goes out for people and moms especially who have children and have their businesses and want to grow their businesses and want to resign to be present with their family, but their business isn't growing. And so this is why I do the work that I do, because I've lived it, I've experienced it. And when I started my business, by the grace of God, in less than 9 months, I was resigned. And this is why my coaching program, Resign, that is my mission. It's to help other moms be able to be present with their children while still being paid in their purpose work. And coaching allows you to do that. And I've been able to live this. And because I can speak with such conviction, because I've lived this and I've created a program and a framework that helps other clients to do that, I'm just so grateful for what I get to do. And a big component of converting marketing is sharing your story, being able to share your story, because people relate to your story. When you speak and you are speaking in stories, you are not only just sharing from your heart, right? Your lived experience, but your why. Like, people don't care about what you do. They want to know why you're doing it, right? They don't care about, like, what is the there's a quote that I heard. I don't know who originally said it, but it was like, um I think it's something along the lines where people don't care about what you do. They care about if you care for them. I'm butchering it. Oh my gosh, I'm butchering this quote. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna share it on another daily dose. But it's like, people care more about, they don't care about what you do if they don't know how much you care for them, or something like that. I'm butchering this quote, but it's a powerful quote. But essentially, that's what it is. It's like, people want to know, like, okay, do you actually care about me? Like, do you care? Like, are you just in it to make money, or is this your mission? Is this your purpose? And that is what this is for me, and that's what it should be for you as well, as a business owner, as a coach, as a leader, as an entrepreneur. Your business should is really to serve others, and that is the main thing. And so, to build out converting marketing, it's really important to have a story selling method, a way to share your story, and share it in a way that is belief shifting, right? Because sales is really just a transfer of belief, right? When you believe in your offer so much because you've lived it, you've experienced it, that is what's going to actually transform in your marketing to lead to conversion. So not only does it build connection and community, but it also leads to conversions, and that's where your clients will see the transformation in their lives. It's through your offer, right? Yeah, you can show up and create content and share inspirational content, teach, motivate, but the real transformation is going to come when they're in your program. And so, as a coach, it's important for you to have a framework to be able to do that. And this is what I offer in my CPR formula. And so I have a CPR framework, but I have a CPR formula. And I'm very big on CPR because the Lord, when I was transitioning, and I remember sitting in my prayer corner and I'm like, God, like what is going to happen with all my skills, like all my nursing skills? And the Lord clearly said to me, I heard him so loud and clear. He's like, Janelle, I'm transitioning you from physical CPR to spiritual CPR, because my body is dead and I need you to revive them. And so I have so many CPR frameworks and formulas because it's just my mission. It's what the Lord has given to me. It's my assignment. And so my assignment is to help other women to step out on their God-given assignment, and my purpose to help other women to discover their purpose and to build a purposeful business, a purpose-driven, profitable business. And so this is why I do what I do. And so the CPR formula, the C stands for context, the P stands for paradigm shift, and the R stands for revelation. And so I go into detail. I could teach this more in detail on another daily dose, but essentially, this CPR formula is to help you build story selling context, belief shifting content. So the C, context, is where you're meeting people where they are. You're sharing and you're coming from a place of, okay, what are they currently struggling with? What is their frustration? So you just start your content sharing like whatever their frustrations are, whatever they're struggling at, whatever they're thinking, feeling, doing, believing in the moment that's not serving them. The P is paradigm shift. So now you're like, okay, this is what you're thinking, this is what you're doing, this is what you're believing, this is how you're feeling. But guess what? But this is what you're doing, but what you need to be doing is this, right? So the paradigm shift. So you start with the context, meeting them where they are, their ears perk up, they're like, "Ooh, okay, their antennas are up." They're like, "Oh, she's speaking to me about exactly what I'm going through, my frustrations." And then the P is the paradigm shift. You're just like, okay, well, this is what you're thinking, but this is what you need to be thinking, right? Or this is what you're doing, but this is what you need to be doing. And so that's the P. And then the R is revelation. And then it's the revelation is like, okay, when you do this, this is what's going to happen. When you do this, this is how your life is going to change, right? And so it's the CPR formula is really helping you to create paradigm shifting content, belief shifting content, story selling content. And the beautiful thing about this is you never run out of ideas either. And I teach my clients like how to really story sell. So for example, at the very beginning of this live, I mentioned the snowstorm, right? So I teach how to actually just take everyday lived experiences and create content from it, connecting it back to your offer. You will never run out of content ever. You'll never run out of content because it's like there's always something going on, and it's a muscle that is built, but you learn to use life experiences and build analogies from that, right? And so that is how you build out converting marketing. And then the last component that you need is consistent sales, right? You need consistent sales. You don't have a business if you're not bringing in any sales, or, like your business is to it's going to flop. It's going to go. You're going to run out of business. You're going to not be in business anymore if you're not bringing in consistent sales. That's a huge component of it. And so a system that I teach my clients is, I call it the stranger to spouse formula, but essentially it's building out a simplified funnel. And so a simplified sales funnel. So you just want a smooth top of funnel. Where are you showing up? Where are you creating content? How are you getting attention, right? How are you bringing awareness to your business? And then the middle of funnel is where you take them from off of the platform, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you are, right? Just taking them off of that platform and bringing them in, getting their email, right? Putting them into a middle of funnel, whether it be a workshop, a masterclass, on your email list. And this is where you're actually in closer proximity to them and you have closer access to them, right? And then all roads lead to your signature offer, right? So you're going to bring everyone back with this simplified funnel. You're bringing them back to your compelling offer. And the way I teach my clients is the eagle effect. And so the eagle effect is scaling with a premium offer first, just like Tesla, like the Tesla model. Like he started with a very expensive Tesla model, and then took the money from there and built a less expensive, and then from there create another less expensive model. But it's the premium value offer is really where you're going to be driving people so that you can have consistent high income sales. And this way you're able to transition into your coaching business faster, right? Instead of trying to sell a bunch of $20 offers, $27 offers, or $47 offers, like think of how many sales you would need versus if you create a signature compelling transformation, a compelling offer for your clients and sell it at a premium price, right? 4 figures, then you're able to transition faster. So if you know that you need a solid 6K a month, if you create an offer that's 2K, that's 3 sales a month, right? It's a lot easier to make 3 sales a month than it is to make 300 sales, right? And so essentially, this is the model that I teach my clients and that I've been able to incorporate into my business as well. And I'm telling you, this is how you're going to make consistent sales so that you can finally go full time in your coaching business faster. And so when you don't have all 3 of these components, right? The business that you're praying for, if you don't have a solid offer, if you don't have a compelling offer, if you don't have a converting marketing message, and if you don't have consistent sales, your business is gonna struggle. So these are the 3 components that you need to build out the business structure that will sustain the clients that you're calling in, because you're going to have a powerful offer that's bringing them transformation in their lives. You're going to have converting marketing and you're going to have consistent sales coming in, which is going to allow you to finally transition and have that life of freedom and flexibility, the time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, no more caps on your income, so that you can finally be able to be present with your family and your loved ones. And so the beautiful thing about this as well, why I say this is the reason why I titled this the real reason your business is stuck in inconsistent months, it's not so much, yes, you need business structure, but what it really is, the real reason is when you don't have business structure to sustain the clients that you're calling in. And it doesn't have to be complicated, right? Like I said, I share a simplified method, and I teach this to my clients in detail, how to simplify your business, because simplicity scales while complexity fails. If your business is too complex, you're not going to be able to sustain it. But the real reason your business is stuck in inconsistent months is because when you don't have these three components, you don't have a compelling offer, converting marketing, and consistent sales, your body, your nervous system, your beliefs subconsciously is like, in the back of your mind, subconsciously, you're like, if I get these clients, I don't know how I'm going to manage them. And so as a result of that, when you don't have proper business structure, as a result of that, you're like, self-sabotaging without you even realizing it, because subconsciously you're thinking, oh, I don't think I can manage them. I don't think I don't know how to manage clients. Like, yes, I want consistent monthly, I want a consistent 5 to 10 clients. Maybe that's an additional, like, yeah, I want consistent 5 to 10 clients a month, or whatever your business structure is, or whatever your desire is, depending on your price point of your offer. But if you don't have a business structure to be able to manage and to hold them, you're subconsciously going to self sabotage. You're not going to show up to market because you're like, ooh, subconsciously, you're like, even if someone did reach out, how am I going to, you don't have the structure to hold them. And so subconsciously, you're self sabotaging, you're procrastinating, you're scrolling, you're filled with self doubt. And so this is why I do the work that I do, to not only help you to build a sustainable business structure, a well oiled machine, a business structure that's sustainable and uh, simplified. I also help you with the self sabotaging components that can come if you have belief systems that are not working for you. I help you to do the work to reprogram your subconscious mind, recode your neural pathways, and rewire your brain so that you can finally have consistent income in your business, and you're able to sustain the business structure that you're building through your belief systems, right? And this is the real work. This is the real work. So not only do I provide my clients with the business structure, but also with the belief systems to be able to sustain that business that they're praying for. All right. And so this is the work that I do with my clients inside of Resign. For you to, if you want to learn more about how you can transition into your coaching business full time without chasing clients, without fighting the algorithm, without self sabotaging, without sacrificing time with your family, or without a large audience, you want to go full time in your business and you don't have all those things, you don't need all of that. I'm going to be breaking down exactly how to go full time in your business. I'm going to be revealing the 3 secrets on exactly what it is that you need so that you can find go full time in your coaching business and be present with your family. All right. And so that is what I have for you. Go ahead and check out the description to sign up for that Call to Coach workshop. And I'm going to see you there live. All right. I love you. And I'm going to jump off of here. But before I go, I'm going to tell you, just as God told me, put one foot in front of the other, step out on faith, and trust God for the next step. And if you're affected by that winter storm, be safe. All right. I'll see you, God willing, tomorrow in another episode of The Daily Dose. Bye.